Alright, today we're going to be ranking every single MCU movie. Now, I really like this universe. The MCU is like a really good franchise that I enjoy from, beginning to end. But there's a lot of good and bad in between. Like, there's a huge contrast between the TV shows and movies. And there's going to be a lot of projects that I've not seen, so just be ready for those. I'm looking at like a lot right now, like Iron Fist, Luke Cage. I've not seen any of those, but let's just get started. All right, Iron Man. All right. Okay. To be honest, I'd give it A tier. No, no, no. Don't leave. Look, this movie's like kind of overrated, if you ask me. I mean, like it's really enjoyable. Like a lot of good action, and it's definitely like probably one of the best like superhero origin stories. Iron Man goes from this guy who's like kind of just selfish billionaire. He's selling all his weapons to people that he doesn't really care or know about. He doesn't really know what they're doing with the weapons. He's just selling them to get the money. And then once he realizes what they're doing with it, then he decides to do something about it and help the people in need. Now, it's a really good character development story, but the pacing does kind of slow down like in the middle. But like it's never like a huge issue for me. It's just like I get like a little bored sometimes, but it's not too big of a complaint. But like the movie's nothing like really crazy. It's just like a really good character development story. And it's a great way to start off the MCU. And without this movie, we would not have any of the rest of the franchise. So this is a really important movie, and it's a lot of great characters. Like the cast all around is just great. Like all the actors do a great job. The villain's kind of mid. He's just like kind of just a billionaire guy, or sorry, just like this evil like millionaire who wants to kind of like, take over Tony's throne. And I don't know, he's just kind of boring. But it's a cool like final fight. It's not like he's a bad villain. Like there's nothing really like outstanding about him. But the actor that plays him is pretty good. So I have to give him that. Final battle is pretty good. All the action wise, just pretty solid, and some good music choices too. And yeah, I think A tier is pretty fair. I know a lot of people are gonna get mad that it's not S tier because like every tier list I see online, everyone's putting S tier. I don't think it's S tier. I think there's a lot of better Marvel movies coming up, and we'll get to those. But for now, Iron Man A tier. Now I've never seen Hulk, but I heard it's really bad, and I've seen some people put in like B and A tier, but I don't know. Most lists I've seen put in D and F. So I think overall it's probably a negative movie, but I've seen some clips online. It looks pretty good. Like I saw the Hulk versus Abomination fight. Looks pretty solid, but other than that, I've never really watched it. And I heard Edward Norton is actually better than Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner. But I'll have to see to that once I actually see the movie. Now Iron Man 2. This movie's like really boring. Really boring. Like I think, Robert Downey Jr. He plays Iron Man really well again. Nothing wrong about that. I just think like the plot feels kind of weird. Like it's like Iron Man is like first he's just partying a lot because it's like he's about to die from whatever this disease or like his arc reactor is killing him or something. And then like Justin Hammer comes in as a villain and like he's just really kind of just boring. He's like a lot worse than the villain on the first Iron Man. And he's just really not good. He's just really mediocre. And then there's Whiplash, who's also just kind of mid and kind of annoying, actually. Like, I don't know. I feel like his actor is a really fake accent. He just doesn't really, sell the role well. And, like, all he is like, I want my bird. I want my bird. Like, be quiet, bro. But then, like, you have Natasha who comes in. It's a pretty good fight sequence at the end of the movie when, like, her and Happy are just, like, going against all the bad guys. Happy takes out one bad guy, and then she takes out the rest. It's pretty cool. And you have Don Cheadle come in as Rhodey. He's cool, definitely a good actor. Way better than the first Rhodey in Iron Man 1. And yeah, the cast is pretty good, besides the villains. But I don't know, this movie just didn't really have any huge plot points, didn't do anything too special. And the villains were mid, the fight scenes were all kind of mid. Action, yeah, not that crazy. And yeah, it's just kind of a boring movie. And the same can be said about Thor, if you ask me. Thor's just really not that good. Like, to be honest, a lot of Phase 1 is just, like, not that good or just really mid. And Thor and Iron Man 2 really see to that. Thor has a lot of weird, like, side angle shots where you look at the characters and it's, like, it's like a diagonal camera angle, and it looks at it, and it just looks so weird. All the action's kind of kind of boring. Looks really weird, like the way it's shot. Nothing creative, nothing special, and nothing good. Like there's nothing like good about this movie besides, I guess, Thor's character development, and oh yeah, and Loki. Tom Hiddleston plays him fantastically. Like he's a really good actor, and Loki was really good in this movie. It's just that I don't know, the scenes with him and like their parents just felt kind of just really flat. Like they didn't really talk that much. But Thor's character development is really what kind of carries this movie. But other than that, it's like really boring. And like everything on Earth is just really slow, and it's just hard to watch. And when Thor finally gets Mjolnir and like he destroys the destroyer, it is a pretty cool sequence. And I like how like it's like he goes from this guy who's really selfish and he just wants to be king. That's all he cares about is like power and ruling over the nine realms. And he kind of abuses like his strength and the gift that he's given. And then when he learns to become a better person, it's really good. It's, again, good character development, but it cannot save this movie from how boring it is. And the final battle kind of weak. Like it just choreographed like really weird, really strangely. And yeah, Loki comes back for Avengers, but yeah, just kind of a mid movie. The cast is great, I guess. Like all the actors, I guess, do a fine job. You have Idris Elba as Heimdall, and then Anthony Hopkins as Odin. All pretty solid. Natalie Portman as Jane Foster. They're all good, but like the script they're given with is just really trash. Okay, hear me out, guys. Captain America: First Avenger is a B movie. It's pretty solid. Like the tone you get, like this, like 1945 World War movie. I like the setting that they're in. And Red Skull is like nothing crazy. He's just like German villain wants to, you know, destroy the world because he's like a terrorist. And he's using the Tesseract. It's the first time we actually see an Infinity Stone. But we don't know that at this point. And the action is all around solid. And again, with the character development. The character development in Phase 1 is very, very good. For all the cast members. Captain America definitely sees to that. He goes from the scrawny kid who's being just kind of carried by Bucky on his journey. But but without his strength, he shows intelligence. And he shows that he can be a great soldier in combat. And that, well, actually, that he shows that you don't really need all combat and fighting skills to be a good soldier. Because he uses his like wits and intelligence to kind of get around and show his commanders that he is an amazing guy and that he can lead an army. So then they decide that they're going to give him the super soldier serum because strength and intelligence would equal Captain America, the greatest man to ever walk the face of Earth. And he proved to be a great leader, and then he met Peggy. And once again, a really good cast. Good cast. And the final battle, I think, is great. Like, they're all charging at Hydra, and then, Red Skull's trying to escape. Captain America gets on. And then that fight between those two is just really mid. Like, all the final fights in Phase 1, besides, like, Iron Man, all just kind of mid. But, yeah, Captain America is a good movie. I think it's actually pretty enjoyable. Like, there are some pacing issues. Like, I do get kind of bored sometimes. But, like, whenever there's an action sequence, I'm, like, really, really into it. And I like the tone. So yeah, Captain America, First Avenger, B tier movie. Avengers 1, I'd give this an S tier. This is like very like this like the epitome of like a comic book movie. And like all comic book fans were going crazy over this. They were talking about this movie in 2012. And it was just, going everywhere. It made like, did it make $1 billion? I think it did it made over $1 billion. I don't know if it made $2 billion though. Yeah, I can see why people will go to theaters for this. It's a really enjoyable superhero movie. The Avengers, all characters, they just team up and they fight Loki. And Loki, who's not the most intimidating villain, still has like this aura to him because he's showing that he can lead an army and that he can take control of the people by using the Mind Stone inside the scepter. And the theory was that the scepter was controlling him with the Mind Stone because it was like taking over his mind and it was just doing Thanos' hard work. No, because that would destroy Loki's character. He goes from a villain to a hero eventually. But in this movie, he is the villain. Iron Man makes the nuke sacrifice, and then he survives because Hulk saves him. And then that leads into Iron Man 3, where he has PTSD. Thor Iron Man fight, great. All the fights just really good. Like the Hulk chase, like everything on that the helicarrier sequence, pretty solid stuff. Like Iron Man's trying to get the propeller back online by spinning it. Captain America's fighting a bunch of soldiers, and the plot is all around like pretty good. Like Loki's a good villain. He's like he's very intimidating, even though he's not the strongest. Because Thor kind of did beat him up, and then Loki escaped by stabbing him, and then he got turned into a joke at the end by Hulk smashing him. But come on, that's a classic moment. So like I'll let that slide. And the teamwork aspect between the Avengers is really good. Like they start out kind of arguing a bit, and then eventually they learn how to work with each other and to save New York from Loki's alien invasion. And it's just pretty awesome. And Nick Fury is also a cool character in this. And all the characters are good. The action's good. The villain's good. And the visuals are just great. So yeah, all around great movie. Alright, Iron Man 3. Oh boy, I'm going to get flamed for this. Oh my god. Iron Man 3, I think, is better than Iron Man 1. Don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave. Hear me out. Hear me out. Iron Man 3 is really rewatchable. Unlike Iron Man 1. Iron Man 1, you're there to see it the first time, and then that's all you need. Iron Man 3 has some stunning visuals and action. This movie is actually really, really enjoyable. I wouldn't give S tier, but I would give it top of A tier over Iron Man 1 because of the rewatchability. That's what makes this movie for me. I can rewatch it any day of the week, any day of the year. So yeah, let me talk about the action sequences. So there's the opening where the helicopter comes in, he's attacking Tony. And then there's the final action sequence where, he has all the Iron Man 2s come in. And it's all like choreographed really, really it's intelligently. Again, Rhodey in this movie is actually a lot better in Iron Man 2. He was still good in that movie, but obviously he has a better plot to work with here. Oh, and yeah, there's a sequence where Iron Man's on the airplane, and one of the heated guys, kind of like, he blows their chest in with the arc reactor, and then there's like a hole in the airplane, and all the passengers and like flight attendants flying out, and then he grabs them all and then decides that he's going to skydive with them into the ocean, and he saves every single one of them, and they cheer for him. And that was, like, truly amazing. Like, that is peak Iron Man. He's saving the people in, like, really, like, intelligent fashion. It's just really cool. And the poster, also look at the poster. Really tough. And, yeah, it shows that Tony's, like, willing to, like, go above and beyond in order to survive and to defeat his enemies and to get back to his family. And it's, again, a good character development story, where he realizes that he doesn't really need the suits to be Iron Man. He just, Iron Man, he is Iron Man. He doesn't need his arc reactor anymore. But then it kind of destroys that because he kind of just makes more suits after he destroys all of them. But it's fine because, he's Iron Man. But, I can let it slide. But just a small complaint. And, the main thing is that he has PTSD from almost dying in Avengers. And then this really scares him because he doesn't really want to, be separated from his family. And really scares him. So then he has all this, anxiety attacks. Then he eventually overcomes them once he finally saves them, realizing that Pepper can be okay without him because she falls, to her death. And then it turns out that she's alive. And then this really calms Tony's fear, knowing that she will be safe with him and knowing that she can take care of herself. And then it's a great story. So Iron Man 3, A tier all the way. I know I'm still going to get flamed for that in the comments, but this is my opinion after all. Oh boy. Alright, Thor Dark World, definitely F tier. This movie is not really, well, you can't really say it's a bad movie, because, a lot of this movie is nothing, because it has nothing. The visuals are fine, but the problem with the visuals is that it's so dark and bland, and it's just really stale. It's like you have a stale piece of bread, and you're just eating it, and you're like, oh, it's just so bad. Yeah, there's no good character work in this movie at all. Loki's fine, I guess. The villain Malekith is just awful. He has no redeeming qualities. The actor does a fine job, I guess, but other than that, I don't know. Well, actually, no, he doesn't. Well, it's okay, so the actor's given a script where he basically has no dialogue at all. It's kind of just a useless villain, and then he kind of comes at the end, and it's just really forgettable too. I'm trying to talk about the plot, they get Loki back to Asgard, and then Jane Foster has the Aether inside of her. They're trying to like cure her of it because it's like making her sick or whatever, which is the like original embodiment of the Reality Stone, which is pretty cool, I guess. And there's the invasion on Asgard. Like I can't really tell you any good action sequence because I can't remember. The final fight I guess is okay, but it's just nothing special, nothing good, and it's just pretty terrible. It's really a boring movie. Um, yeah, and oh yeah, Curse. I forgot about Curse. Curse is actually kind of a Chad. Like he's like destroying Asgardians left and right. Like a lot more than Malekith. Like Malekith did absolutely nothing. Like Curse was killing so many. And Malekith's the main villain. So he's getting outshone by Curse, who's way more cool. He's just like a brute force. Oh yeah, you have the what is it called? The Sinister Five. I don't know. I can't remember. It's the group of five with like Lady Sif and the other guy. Yeah, I don't remember, but like they're the team. They're it's like Kung Fu Panda. You have the Furious Five, and they're like the five heroes of Asgard, whatever. They're also like just kind of boring characters. So yeah, overall, just really bland movie. F tier because of how boring it is. And the reason why Thor and Iron Man 2 are above it, even though they're also both boring movies, is that they have character development and actually good performances and a good script. Yeah, Thor Dark World has none of that. Alright, Captain America Winter Soldier. This right here, this is an S tier movie, above Avengers 1. I think a lot of you will agree with this, because this is just an incredible movie. First of all, the visuals are stunning. Like, all the helicarrier scenes and any car chase, it looks real. And, yeah, the lasers, the missiles, Falcon suit, CGI, green screen, it all looks real. And Captain America, like, goes through a ton in this movie. He's being hunted by S.H.I.E.L.D., who he thought was the organization that was supposed to help the world, and that was going to help him take care of the people, and fend off against Hydra. But it turns out that Hydra was actually S.H.I.E.L.D. the whole time. It's a great reveal. A lot of good reveals in this movie. It's never, like, cringe or out of nowhere. And, yeah, Bucky, the Winter Soldier, is the main villain in this movie, has so much aura. In any action sequence, he's just popping off, doing these flips, kicks, missile launcher, just walking it off like a freaking Chad. And yeah, from beginning to end, there's not one bad action sequence. There's the opening on the cruise ship, and then there's the Nick Fury chase with the cars, like really tense, and you can feel the weight of each like bullet and car, like the way they're like the cars are just smashing into each other. Yeah. And the plot. So, again, S.H.I.E.L.D., secretly Hydra, Captain America's on the run because they're hunting him. They're trying to get the whole world to believe that him and Natasha and Fury are all wrong. And that they're trying to destroy S.H.I.E.L.D. and they're actually the ones who assassinated Nick Fury. But that doesn't go too well for them. Since Captain America, because he's smart and he's helping Natasha, he discovers the truth. And then he tells the whole world, and with his amazing speech at the end, the whole world believes that Captain America is right, and then everyone decides to stop S.H.I.E.L.D. And it's just all around great. Oh yeah, the fight choreography. Bucky and Captain America during the highway fight, they just pop the frick off. Like Bucky with his knives and his he has like the knife toss moment where they're like throwing hands and using like kind of like a martial arts times jiu-jitsu moment. And it shows, like, they're both, like, intelligent fighters in those action sequences. And, there's the elevator fight, great scene. And the final fight where you have Falcon. Yeah, Falcon, he's a great addition to the team also. So, yeah, just an overall great movie, great characters, great plot. And the Winter Soldier's very, very intimidating. Like, he almost kills Cap at the end. Like, this is just an incredible movie. S tier all the way. Guardians of the Galaxy. This is above Winter Soldier. Man, Phase 2 has so many fire movies. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, this is just amazing. This is the best Marvel movie. This actually might be my favorite movie of all time. The music, the visuals, the characters. It's just so amazing. Another origin story. This is probably the best origin story in the MCU and the best story in the MCU. So you have this group of five people. You have Gamora, Drax, Star Lord, Groot, and Rocket, who are all kind of just like they're kind of bums. They're kind of losers. Like they don't really have any friends. They're kind of just outcasts or like mercenaries, or daughters of warlords, like Gamora, who's the daughter of Thanos, and yeah, they treat her like crap. Drax, his family's gone. Star Lord, he's kind of on the run from Yondu. He doesn't really want to be with them. He doesn't want to be part of the Ravagers because he thinks that their doings are wrong and that they are violent. And Rocket and Groot, they're just trying to make a way, and they're kind of just capturing anyone for the bounty. And yeah, they all just kind of have boring lives, and they have no friends. They're all kind of just mean people. Besides Star Lord, who decides that he wants to ban everyone as a team during the prison escape because he sees potential in them. He sees potential in every single one of them that they can make a great team. And in the middle fight, where they get captured by Gamora, and then Rocket and Drax think they're all stupid because Drax called over Ronan to come fight him because he was angry. And Rocket's like, we make a horrible team. And Star-Lord sees that too, so then he decides to give them a speech, a very motivational speech. Because he realizes that everyone in this team is a freaking loser and that they cannot work together. But with the speech, they all stand up together and they decide, let's freaking save the galaxy from Ronan with the Power Stone. And that we're just not going to do this all for the money. That we have to put ourselves behind and save the galaxy because we can make a great team. And they do that. They team up with Yondu and they all work together really well in the end. And they decide that they can all be friends because they're a great team. And when they stop arguing and actually start like working as a team at the end, you really feel the character development and it feels like really earned. And oh yeah, the action's really good. Like they have this like kind of different from Winter Soldier because there are a lot of like space gizmos and like magnets and freaking like electro bombs and like electric swords. A lot of good stuff. This movie is just really good. Oh, and yeah, again, I said this at the beginning when I was reviewing this movie, but everything looks real. Like the spaceships and like the holograms, the bombs, the missiles, the gun firings, and Ronan also, he's actually not too bad of a villain. I think he's actually pretty cool. I think his design's cool. He has a really commanding voice, but it's not like he has too like many character traits. But I still think that he's a pretty solid villain. Like I think he's cool. He's like intimidating, because once he like starting to wield the Power Stone, like this guy is a freaking Chad. Because to wield the Power Stone, you have to have some crazy power. And then he just starts destroying all the Xandarian ships, and then he's about to win until Star-Lord distracts him, probably in a really funny scene, and then he holds the Power Stone, and then Gamora's like, take my hand, and then it goes back to when Star-Lord was a kid, and then he sees his mom, and when he never took his mom's hand, she died, and he was sad, and it was all in vain. And in this moment, when Star-Lord decided to take Gamora's hand, this signified how he found his new home, his new family, and a brighter future ahead of him. And it was a great circle back moment. So he took what he thought was his mom's hand as he was holding the Power Stone. Then all the Guardians then held his hand to share the energy of the Power Stone. Rocket, Drax, Gamora, and Star-Lord standing together like freaking bosses. And then Ronan is like, "You're mortal. How?" And then Star-Lord's like, "We're the Guardians of the Galaxy." And then he freaking destroys him with the Power Stone. And it's just so awesome. The aura was just freaking maxing. Just so cool. And it's really like the power of friendship. Like, it really comes out in this scene. Like, it's the only time the power of friendship can be really justified. Because they're sharing all the power of the Power Stone. With Star-Lord being a half Celestial. So, yeah. Alright, that's it with my part 1 of this ranking, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.